We rely on your knight, and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense will be Link.
Link.
The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is undeniably what we in the industry call a successful project. Hello my Smexy fans, my name is Nintendo Ben. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite video game franchise, The Legend of Zelda, and how the fans tend to give mixed signals with the reviews, starting with the most recent edition, Tears of the Kingdom. In the last 3 years, it's already become the second most popular game in the franchise based on sales alone, second only to its original clone, predecessor, Breath of the Wild. It's one of Nintendo's biggest innovations, breaking the mold with its gameplay and story. But there's just one thing. Wait, no, that can't be right. Let's see what the other Zelda tubers think.
But even with all that Tears of the Kingdom has in store for the player to discover, it gets stale rather quickly.
Hey all, this is Redditosker, and this is my mostly negative Tears of the Kingdom review.
I did hope that they'd give more attention to those neglected elements now that the basics were settled. That's not what Tears of the Kingdom does.
On May 12, 2023, Nintendo released The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I still haven't forgiven them.
Long story short, they kinda did, but also didn't.
I have never been more upset and disappointed in a video game than I am with Tears of the Kingdom.
So people are starting to feel less than thrilled about Tears of the Kingdom. But why? We got exactly what we asked for, right? Well, not really. On the surface, it seems like an awesome game, where you can do stuff like this. But we could also do stuff like this. Yeah, it could get very weird at points. I'll say, you guys could be very gross and weird sometimes, and even scary. I mean, my lord. But it's not just the odd nightmare fuel that Nintendo enabled the fans to create with their Ultra Hand ability. If anything, it's kind of an unspoken rule to make the most cursed builds or commit Korok abuse. Let's be honest, we all dropped a Korok off a cliff, accidentally of course. Just like that very annoying penguin in Mario 64. Oh yeah, Mama Bird, I'm sorry, it was an accident. You little brat, you were asking for it. But those flaws are not close to the sorry excuse for a story, groundbreaking or not.
That stone that you are wearing. Secret stone?
I mean, and I thought Breath of the Wild had a lack of story. If you couldn't tell, I'm kind of a passenger on the Tears of the Kingdom hate train. This was the case when I found out my boy Sidon was engaged. F in the chat for a fallen bro. You may be Sidon's fiance, but at least I could say I wrote him first. Tears of the Kingdom started with an incredible fanfare, only to leave a bitter aftertaste for some players after just 3 years. All this is concerning for the direction of the Zelda franchise. I don't know about you, but I don't want people trash-talking one of my favorite things on this planet, even if Nintendo is practically asking for it.
My body is ready.
But here's the thing. Zelda isn't a stranger to this kind of treatment. In fact, it's almost a tradition at this point. Most Zelda games go through something I'd like to call the Zelda cycle of opinions. Fans hate it at first, only to fall in love with it later, and vice versa. To really get into this, let's place our Master Swords to rest and go back in time to 2002. Pop quiz! What Zelda game was released on December 13th, 2002? I'll wait. That's right, Wind Waker. Unless you were wrong, in which case you're an uncultured swine. Just look at this beautiful world. The blue seas, the cute cell shading,
Nice.
and this cross-snotty little kid. Seriously, someone get him a tissue before I end his reign of terror via 1,000 paper cuts. Anyway, Wind Waker is now a beloved classic, but back in 2002, people had a different opinion of it. They kinda hated it. They said it was too cartoony, too goofy, and that stupid snotty kid didn't help. Alright, that's it! Where's my paper? To make matters worse, Nintendo set expectations sky high with this trailer at Space World. Fans thought they'd be getting a dark Ocarina of Time Part 2. Instead they got a cartoon. I mean, I'd be disappointed if I were in their iron and hover boots. Fast forward to today, and Wind Waker is celebrated as one of the best Zelda games. It's an inverted timeline of Tears of the Kingdom. Hated at first, but loved later, and I can't blame them for loving it now. It's fun to sail all over the seas like an anime pirate, much like a wholesome version of One Piece, but I don't need to wait 100,000 plus hours just to run out of episodes and not have an actual ending. Another fascinating case study of this love-hate cycle is in the year 2006. You know what I'm talking about. That's right, Twilight Princess. Definitely my personal favorite video game of all time. After the backlash to Wind Waker, Nintendo did a complete 180. They ditched the bright, cutesy vibe and went all in on the realism, turned up the darkness and edge settings. Fans went absolutely Deku nuts for this game. It almost surpassed Ocarina of Time, which was one of the best-selling games in the US until Minecraft spawned in. If I were in that room during that trailer reveal, I would have dropped some Korok seeds in my pants from sheer excitement.
And let's talk about Midna. Best companion? Definitely. She's sarcastic, mysterious, and probably would have roasted your outfit while helping you save the world.
The sass is strong with this one.
Of course, the Zelda cycle strikes again. First we worship Twilight Princess, then we turn around and say, too dark, too serious, like we didn't ask for that. What next? Complaining about the horses not being fast enough?
He needs some milk!
But then you actually play the game. You're a farmhand herding goats, entertaining kids, and babysitting a kid-sized capitalist who looks like he runs a loan shark business on the side. Seriously, Mallow, who hurt you? You start thinking, okay, this is the tutorial. The fun's just around the corner. And then BAM! You're dragged into the Twilight Realm and turned into a wolf. Thanks, furries. And now you have people even calling it an Ocarina of Time clone. Sounds kind of familiar, don't you think? It's like we can't make up our minds. Twilight Princess? Loved it, then hated it. Now it's a classic. Tears of the Kingdom? Give it 5 years. We'll probably call it the Citizen Kane of video games. Zelda opinions age like fine lawn milk. Some sour fast, but the best stuff gets sweeter within time, at least in the 3D category. Ocarina of Time must be the most loved game in the entire franchise. But you can see some people talking about it being overrated. Majora's Mask? And you're calling Twilight Princess dark. But I wouldn't have it any other way with you. But that's the beauty of it. Imperfections are what make them memorable. I can only hope that one day I'll be able to look on Tears of the Kingdom the same kind of enjoyment I do with the other games. Like Bob Ross said, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. And in Zelda, those happy little accidents usually involve exploding barrels.
Thanks for watching, you Smexy fans! Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your thoughts of Tears of the Kingdom in the comments below. See you next time! Bye-bye!